Live from Mason Boulevard and Rockland Avenue, this is Cellar County with Butch Coffee. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fight City. We had three major fights. Well, 2 fights in a riot in the past week.
We talk about the first one and the one that I think is the dumbest one. One that is probably set up and staged, and it literally happened today.
Well, no, actually, that was not on the list because that one was staged. I'm talking about the riots overseas.
All right, let's talk. Let's head down to Miami. Can we just get this out of the way, please? That way we can.
Fine. Let's leave the podcast off with that douchebag trash of a fucking waste of human life, Jake Paul and his brother.
What? I thought you were gonna be. I
could be way more vulgar, but. You know what? I'm not talking about this. Butch talk about it, and I'll restart.
If this was real, Floyd Mayweather probably would have killed. When he would have killed
his entourage would kill those fucks.
You don't take the cap of a boxer or a fighter. You just don't. That is silly.
Because let's be fair. If it wasn't staged, if the second Paul would have reached for the hat, boom, right in the chin. Floyd Mayweather may be old, but he's not. He's not that old.
Miami Mayhem as Floyd Mayweather kills Logan Paul.
Have you seen Mike Tyson at like the age he is now? He still can move. And I thought you just even glance against him in less than a second, you're out cold, probably dead on the ground with him.
I would not take a punch from Floyd Mayweather, even if I was.
I wouldn't take a punch from a trained boxer, just like how I wouldn't take a kick from Ronda Rousey either. I wouldn't take a kick from any MMA fighter, for that matter.
Let's just be honest. This is obviously staged.
It had to be staged.
Oh my god,
it had to be staged.
If this wasn't staged, Logan Paul would probably be dead at Hard Rock Stadium, and we probably
his corpse would have been on the ground. People screaming.
Would that be, wait. Was it Rocky 3 or Rocky 4 that Apollo got killed?
4.
And then
It was 4. Because 4 had Ivan Drago. 3 was Clubber Lang.
It would have been great. Oh, it would have been great. Jake Paul tries to avenge Logan Paul's death at the hands of Floyd Mayweather.
No, you know what? It would actually be worse if, let's say, one of Mayweather's protégés took on a fight with one of the Paul brothers, and he died in a fight. And then Mayweather trades his ass off in Russia to get ready for this fight. That's the Rocky story. Well, let's be fair. Under no circumstances are the Paul brothers the heroes of the story. They are the villains, and they deserve to get knocked out cold.
Yeah,
let's move on to the yard fight.
Back on the pond now to England.
I was about to say, let's go to May Day with the Cubs and the Reds.
Oh god.
Oh man.
This just happened.
May 1st.
All right then.
Yeah, Amir Garrett struck out Rizzo, and then he celebrates with a strikeout. Now, typically you're not allowed to celebrate strikeouts when you're a pitcher unless it's like the end of the game or certain moments. But the way Garrett did it, that was just like, okay, that's a bit over the top much. Baez didn't like that too much. He came out ready to fight, and then bench is clear. And to be fair, the thing is, this isn't really a fight because no one really threw any punches. But the way he came out, I thought, oh shit, here we go.
I'm watching the video right now. It looks kind of stupid.
It's the celebration or the whole fight?
It was just like he's just pointing at himself, and he's like pointing down, like, you got my number. This is my number, and you just went down. It's kind of what it looks like, dude. It's like, don't disrespect me.
It does look stupid, but
he goes at the bench.
Yeah, that's the thing. He came out of the bench. Oh shit.
This is stupid. Oh my god.
Yeah, he
So
came
what
from
ended
he
up-
came from the bench.
So what ended up happening? Do we have suspensions?
Yes,
Do
we have
not?
Garrett suspended 7 games. Probably
7 games.
probably is gonna go down a bit, I would think.
How much did Rizzo? How much did Baez get?
I'm looking right now. I think he didn't get any.
Garrett got 7 games
For
for that.
to be fair, there is history with this. There is history with him and Baez and the Cubs entirely. There's history here.
Baez hit a grand slam off of Garrett that helped seal a sweep for the Cubs back in May 2017. And then decides to bet again, and he struck out. Us changed words, invited a fight, they charged each other. Okay, that.
The thing is, there's history, and he's done this before, so given the fact that there's history to it, I still think 7 games is a bit excessive. I would have gone like 5, but there's history here, and that played a role in it.
Okay, I see it now. Okay. So stupid.
This whole thing is stupid, but
let's talk about a literal. Well, okay, we have technically one more fight we really need to get to. I know we're kind of jumping all over the sports realm right now.
I mean, when have we ever stayed on track ever in this podcast?
Oh, this one stood out to me. Just how petty the NHL was. If you don't know what I'm talking about, please look over the Washington Capitals, New York Rangers highlights from Monday
Probably
night.
the truest definition of like Fight City. We're going all over the map. We were in Miami with the Mayweather thing. We were just in.
Chicago? Or was it Cincinnati? I think it was Cincinnati.
Yeah, I think it was Cincinnati. Fuck, why can't I? Yeah, it's in Cincinnati. Sorry. I can't think right now.
Here's what we have. We have a situation where Washington forward Tom Wilson, who has been notorious for being a overall shitty human being, decided to injure New York star Artemi Panarin after going after another play. I don't understand what he was thinking. He basically body slams Artemi Panarin, and then I gotta figure out who else he went after. Beforehand, the man was on the ground, and it was Rangers forward Pavel Bunowich. Excuse me. He punched him in the back of the head when the man was face down on the ice, and then afterwards, when he was fighting Panarin, he body slammed him. He fucking body slammed him. So what ended up coming out of this was the NHL only fined him the maximum $5,000.
$5,000 for that? For that?
By the collective bargaining agreement.
What?
Yes, $5,000, and he was not suspended.
I've seen more fines. I've seen bigger fines in the NBA for just bullshit. What? 5,000? This guy goes out, injures Panarin, who's out for the rest of the season, mind you, and he only gets $5,000. Oh, fuck that!
Oh, let's get this
straight.
Fuck
that! Oh my god, that's ridiculous.
Are not going to make the playoffs. However, the Rangers released a statement that blasted the league and calling for the job of department head George Pereros. Rangers ironically enough, got fined. They got fined $250,000 for trashing out the NHL.
What? No. Oh, okay. You know what? I personally enjoy what a lot of the NHL does, and I think for the most part they do the right thing. This is bullshit. This is absolute bullshit. I swear to God. If this guy does not have if there's not a...
There is a history. There is a history of Tom Wilson. If you look it up, there are more incidents with him.
That's the thing.
This is
history. Hold on. This whole thing is history.
We will get to his history in a second, but first, with the NHL having the unique format of division-only matchups, aka everyone plays with their division, these teams are going to see each other real soon. Turns out it's only 2 days after the incident. So literally these teams played on Wednesday, and what happens at opening puck drop? We have a line brawl. Yes, 3 different pairings of fights went on at the same damn time. Folks, if you want to go to any game with a fight, this was the game to go to. It combined 72 penalty minutes in the first 14 minutes and 14 seconds. And Tom Wilson got into a fight in the first 50 seconds.
Combined fighting majors. The penalty box was stuffed with people. Like, stuffed.
You can't social distance when you have people crammed into a penalty box.
Oh my god. This whole...
I'm
still on the whole fact that you could only find this guy $5,000 for taking a player out for the whole season.
It's horseshit. And don't get me wrong, on the other side of the aisle, I thought it was hilarious that James Dolan actually came out and released a statement for the Rangers that basically argued against the NHL and called for the head. I'm
not a fan. You know, we are not fans of Dolan, but you know what? I got to back him on this one. What the fuck is the NHL? The thing is, this was in the collective bargaining agreement that this is the max you could find someone. Maybe there should be extenuating circumstances that should allow you to suspend a player.
Extenuating circumstances including being an all-around shitty player.
Being a shitty player.
Going after a defensive play.
Being a shitty player on a shitty team and having a shitty attitude and shitty play style. Everything about him is shit. Let's move on. Let's move on before I get angry again.
You just hope this injury ain't serious as well as...
I hope he'll come back. I hope he'll come back next year because they say it's at the end of the season. It's it for him, but...
See what happens.
Let's see what happens. But oh my god. Okay, so moving from fights to riots, Manchester United and Liverpool over the weekend was delayed by a protest against the owner, where the fans literally crashed Old Trafford and literally ran on the field protesting the owner.
Yes. I did not expect to see something.
I did not expect this, and to be fair, I was actually wondering after this whole debacle with the Super League if we were going to see something like this, and the thing is, I didn't expect it to be like this.
It just blows my mind that in 2021 we have
the funny thing about this is that Mr. Glazer. If you don't know why that's relevant, think about who the Glazers are. If I'm saying that last name right.
You are saying that right, but
I wonder why this is so concerning.
How are they relevant here?
What else do the Glazers own in the sports world?
The Glazer sounds like a very American name.
It sounds like an American name. I'm thinking like it's they own a ship or something. No. The ship is on land. Oh, yeah, that's right. They own the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I hate to really say this, but this protest, to a degree, has some shades of something that happened a few months ago here. Which is why I think, okay, this is kind of ironic that somehow this is connected. Well, I would say it's connected, but... it's very, very, very weird that given the history of the NFL when it comes to stuff like this, and you have an owner who's literally having riots happen overseas. And here's the other thing about Mr. Glazer. He was the vice chairman of the failed Super League, had it taken off.
So basically what you're saying is we had a storming of Old Trafford.
Yes.
I have an interesting article here from MSN that has a timeline of all the events said. So the game was supposed to kick off at 4:30.
Yeah.
Guests began gathering as early as 1 o'clock Numbers swelled up by 2 to a few thousand. At 2:30, United fans breached security, invaded the stadium, taking the Stratford pitch. Flares were set off, firecrackers thrown, yada yada yada.
In case I got
They
this wrong,
the stadium was in
sorry,
lockdown.
sorry. I was going to say, in case I misspoke, he's the vice chairman, not the vice president. My bad. If I screwed up, my bad. Still though, he was a leader of this stupid ass idea.
It just
keep going.
You have the Premier League comes out and condemns the quote unquote acts of violence, criminal damage, and trespassing, especially given the associated COVID-19 breaches. Do you think the Premier League would go as far as to say, hey, we might ban fans for the foreseeable future because y'all couldn't behave yourselves? He was the owner.
Yes, he's the. Oh my!
And he was unveiled as the Super League vice chairman when the announcement.
Yes, he was the vice chair. He along with John Henry and Stan Kroenke, who are the owners of Liverpool and Arsenal respectively.
Ooh, Stan Kroenke, what a name!
Yeah.
Ugh.
I know. The gears are turning. The gears are turning. Because you know what else he owns, right?
We don't have to go with that.
No, we don't have to go there, but let's get back to this. I think the Premier League, if the Premier League doesn't do anything, I feel that, I don't know if Man U,
they have to do something. They have to do something, but they.
I mean, they're already facing a potential 2-year ban because of their actions in the Super League. I mean, what more do you want to, like, how much more do you want to really punish them? What should be the punishment for trying the Super League thing? What should be the punishment?
I don't know about I don't know what to say about the Super League. I don't want to say, I don't want to give a time and have it be an over-exaggeration. Maybe suspend them for the playoffs for a year. Maybe take away. Maybe switch the playoff eligibility for a year.
Maybe they won't participate in next year's Champions League.
Yes,
but I think that punishment should go directly towards Real Madrid, because Florentino Perez is the chairman. He's the one, and after everyone pulled out, he's the only one that's saying, "No, we're still doing this. The contracts we signed, contracts are binding, so we're doing this." I think if anything, they should be punished. But they're already punished enough because they lost to Chelsea. Oh, that was great.
As for the Man U fans, the fans that protested and stormed Old Trafford, if I'm pronouncing that correctly.
I hope we are.
There should be a limited ban to maybe show, like,
I mean,
you want to show support, but at the same time, you don't want this to happen again.
I mean, considering that there's a reason soccer hooligans, the stereotype is basically these people. There's a reason that stereotype exists.
These people.
I think, how many fans would storm a stadium and protest like this? We can't do it here in the U.S. At least not to a sports stadium. At least I haven't seen one.
Hey.
I should apologize. I don't want to give the state of Georgia ideas.
Listen. I'm gonna include storming as in when we take down the goalpost, when we storm a basketball court after upsets.
Okay, no, I was saying for doing something you disagree with, you do that. I've yet to see that. We've seen people storm the court all the time, but not in anger, in rage. All the times I see people storm the court was in.
How about 10-cent beer night? 1976.
I said seen, as in seen in my lifetime.
How about Disco Demolition in 1979?
Oh, wait, when was 10-cent beer night? When was that?
1976.
Okay, yeah, I need something I was alive for.
How about Disco Demolition in Your Backyard, 1979?
Oh, I remember reading a lot on that. The one time I think no, don't quote me on this, folks. But it's the one time I think in history a team had to forfeit from their own stupidity.
Pretty much, yes.
Like I said, I don't know if there's ever been anything as stupid as this. I know there's been fictional stupidity that nearly caused forfeits, but not legitimate stupidity. Real world stupidity.
The last forfeit of baseball was baseball day at Dodger Stadium. And the fans kept
throwing baseballs on the field.
That was the most recent forfeit.
When was that?
1995.
What day?
I think like August 19th. Hold on, let me find out.
Do I have a story to tell a friend? Hey, friend, on your birthday, people in LA threw baseballs on the field and got a game suspended. How do you feel?
August 10th. I was close.
Oh, 10th. Oh. Okay, no, his birthday, no, it's the 19th. Yep. Anyway, so I was just talking about, yeah.
And literally the two examples in unmistakably 70s, which featured the most two forfeits of all time. 10-cent beer night at Cleveland Municipal Stadium in 74, and disco demolition at Kavitsky Park in 79.
As I was saying, yeah, we were saying Real Madrid should be punished for their thing in Super League. Thing is, they're already punished enough. They just lost to Chelsea. They got knocked out in the semifinals of the Champions League, which means that the final is set between Manchester City and Chelsea. I hope I'm saying those names right.
You are.
My pronunciation sucks, people. I know that. But yeah. So, first things first, Butch, who you got?
What two teams again?
Manchester City and Chelsea.
Ooh, let's go with Man City.
I mean, it's kind of almost... Well, if you were telling me who would win between these two teams since they both are part of the Premier League, I would have said Man City would freaking kick ass every year. Well, not every year, but every year, but...
I believe in them.
I believe. The thing is, because we've seen historically, it's not what you've done for the whole season. It's what you do in one game.
Yeah, unfortunately, it all comes down to just one. But
it comes down to one game.
I hate this. Okay, listen. I'm just gonna say this and not try to be a dick. I hate some of the stadium names. Did you see Chelsea's stadium name?
Theirs is crap. What was
Stamford Bridge. It's literally referred to as the bridge. You have Old Trafford, and then you have this shit. Oh my god!
I've seen weirder names. I've seen weird names.
You have Antsfield, just Antfield. Oh my god! You have baseball ground for Derby.
What? I mean, we have some stupid names here in the U.S.
Barnwell Lane. You have Barnwell Lane for Sheffield United.
But you want to tell me that's stupider than some of the U.S.
How about
names?
Craven Cottage? You got Craven Cottage for Fulham, Ellen Road, the Hawthorns for West Bromwich. Oh my god!
I mean, how's that any stupider than some of the U.S. baseball stadiums?
Oh, this one takes it all. Turf Moor in Burnley. It sounds like something you find in like Mexico.
You know what? I'm just gonna say it. The U.S. has a lot stupider names than the
yeah
UK.
Sponsorships, but those are always sponsored. No, you have no reason.
I mean,
to
have you ever? I mean, okay, I'm just pointing this out because I read the other day. What?
For the last one I said, can we please put the two names or reverse the order of two names so that way it's more turf?
No. See, that's not a bad name to me. The more I think about it, it's like, you know what? You know what? Some of these names are not stupid. I actually think, you know what? I actually like it. I actually like some of these names.
Oh my god, let's see if Burnley's even raw. Let's see. Do they have any?
No, dude, no, don't look it up.
No.
Don't look it up. Don't look it up.
Wow,
Don't
they're
look.
pretty bad.
No, don't. I was gonna say, don't look it up. You'll be disappointed.
Wow.
Yeah.
I will make a considerable contribution to the citizens of Burnley.
I was gonna say, you're not Burnley. You may be a shit team this year. Let's face it. You're not Sheffield United. Playing at Bramall Lane.
Well,
you see, Bramall Lane's actually okay. You know what? That's a fine name. I'm okay with the name.
I will make a considerable contribution if you flip your name around the more turf. Please let this happen.
Oh my god.
I think I'm gonna die of laughter.
Speaking of dying of laughter, there was another incident that some people are all up in arms, like, "Oh, you should have done that. Oh, I hate you. Oh, why'd you do it?" Eden Hazard was laughing with some of the guys from Chelsea after Real Madrid got eliminated. People were pissed at him. They were pissed. And to a degree, it's both. This is stupid. Why the hell are you upset about that? But the other thing to me is, I'm like, dude, you just lost your chance to go to the championship of one of the most premier competitions in Europe, and you're laughing about it? On one hand, you should be mad at this guy, but the hate he's been getting, dude, people, back the fuck off and get on with your lives. He was joking with. I mean, his teammates are mad at him too, which is fair. His teammates be mad at him. Like, if you were on a team and you start laughing about something stupid when something serious had just happened, yeah, people be mad at you. I know you and I have both had that situation before, where you were the guy they were mad at, or you were one of the guys that you were mad at another guy.
Let's be honest, though. He had spent 7 seasons with Chelsea before he got to Real Madrid.
Yeah, as I said, you're with your buddies, you're chilling, you're laughing. It's like, hey, good game. Yeah, good game, buddy. Well, it probably wasn't like that, but actually, I don't even know what the hell was said.
Fans took to criticize his reaction. ESPN sources said the monumental anger has extended to several club members.
Exactly. His team is mad at him. Fair. Fans are mad at him. Okay.
Hazard has only played 37 games, and he has suffered 11 injuries. I thought this had scored 11 goals. Suffered 11 injuries. Holy cats, folks. Wow, that's Oy Cheval.
This game is brutal. The game is brutal.
Do you want to stick in soccer and talk about the women's teams having 3 friendlies ahead of the Tokyo Olympics coming up?
I would say let's do that when we're closer to the Olympics, because we know the women's team should at least be a medalist, and the men's team suck ass. Men's team suck ass.
Well, I ask you. I know I sound a little tired, folks. My apologies. Here is something I want to take the room temperature. And this is just something, not with this Olympics, but with the next Olympics. You obviously know where they are, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Would it be appropriate if the U.S. boycotted the Beijing Olympics? Human rights activists have recently come out and asked the U.S. to boycott the games over the mistreatment of Muslims being held in China. I know I'm stepping in a very fragile area, which is why I'm being very careful with what I say. I find it very interesting that the president has actually come out recently and said that this is a unique discussion and this will be something that might be considered as we progress towards the games.
I agree with that only because in the case of something like this, I feel that as a nation, if you want to boycott, you can boycott. But let's say the Olympics come around like so often, you're only at that small window where you're at the peak points. Like I can go compete at the Olympics. Would it suck if it's like you get to the Olympics and I was like, I'm ready to compete, and then your country pulls out?
What
I feel
I
that
think what I think they're going to do, and I think this would be understandable, is you allow any American that wants to compete. If America is going to sit this one out, they can compete under a neutral
yeah,
flag.
I that's where I was going. Is that if you want to still compete, go compete under a neutral flag. The thing is,
It'd be harder for teams to do it.
yeah,
But for individuals,
it would definitely be a lot harder for teams. But I think a lot of the solo events, you can definitely do it.
Like I said, I don't want to jump the gun here.
There's still time. There's still time. It's still an evolving situation.
I didn't want to make you feel uncomfortable by asking you that, but
no,
I just wanted to assess.
I mean, I thought you were going to talk about the other thing related to this Olympics, but that's another discussion for another day. Let's move further down. Let's actually go back to baseball for a minute.
Yes, the fabulous sport of baseball.
Let's talk about the biggest outside of the thing with the Cubs. Albert Pujols has been designated for assignment, which usually means at that point you're done. You're done.
Never liked him since they beat our Tigers back in 06.
So let's assume this is the end for Albert Pujols. You know what? I have some beef with you, but you know what? You are a damn fine baseball player. I will give you that. The thing is, do you think he's Hall of Fame worthy?
Yeah, he definitely is.
I would say he's definitely on that list to be like in the Hall of Fame. Maybe not first ballot for me, but I would say he's definitely going to go in the Hall of Fame.
I'll definitely make it in the Hall for sure.
Now, the thing is, would he go in the Hall as a Cardinal or as an Angel?
He'd definitely go as a Cardinal.
I feel like he absolutely have to go as a Cardinal.
Look at this. Look at this statistic. I'll send you the article real fast. Give me 1 second to send this to you, and scroll to the bottom as fast as you can, or scroll towards the bottom. Look at the tale he has had with the Cardinals versus the Angels. Just compare the two.
All right, I'm pulling it up right now.
In 11 years, he was able to hit 445 home runs with the Cardinals, whereas his last 10 with the Angels only hit 222.
He went over to the Cardinals when he was around 30, right?
The Angels, yes. It was around 30.
I'm sorry. When he went over to the Angels, he was 30.
Mm-hmm.
I know baseball, the players tend to have longer careers, but at what point is the average drop-off age?
I feel like it's around 32 or 33.
Because I was about to say, this feels like he was dropping off, and he was also not on a team that wasn't that good.
Dude, it almost feels like the whole Ken Griffey situation. Like, he went to a team where he just, A, underperformed, B, was always injured, and C, their teams just weren't relevant. I mean, the Angels... The Angels have really not been a playoff contender in years. In fact, I think they have one of the current longest droughts in baseball, if I'm correct.
Their last West Division title was 2014.
So 6 years. So this goes back a while. Typing up
compared to the Cardinals of the early 2000s.
Here's what I will say. Pujols was able to stick out his whole contract. How many players do you see sign these ridiculous contracts and actually make it all the way through?
All the way through without retiring, or all the way through without being traded?
All the way through. Well, basically all the way through. At least make it near all the way through, like Pujols did.
Very rarely.
Pujols is making $30 million this year. Oh my god.
He's making $30 million to do what? What's his stats this year? What is his statistics this year?
I'm looking right now.
Yeah, look at that shit right now. He's apparently played only. He's 198, 250, 372 with 5 home runs.
Jeez. He's only 41. Wow, that's.
Yeah, at that point, if your numbers are not up there, you're
Look how close he came to Aaron. 667. He was sixth in career home runs, third in RBIs, and 14th in hits. Damn.
you. If
And
you
he
would have
has
just
a
held on, like if you would have had your peak like 3 more years longer, you would have been in that record conversation.
Pujols was traded in 2011.
Yes.
Yeah,
No, no.
2011.
He was he traded or did he sign with them?
He signed with.
Okay, yeah, because I remember him playing all the way till the end of 2011, and then he was with the Angels.
Gotcha. So he won two World Series then. He won in 2011, and then he won in 2006. Yeah, because 2011 it would have been the miracle with David Freese in Game 6 and winning it in the seventh game. Whereas '06 was like one of the biggest upsets of all time in World Series history. So
You say that because it was the Tigers, but to be fair, the Tigers were pretty. They were.
the Tigers have won 95 games. Both teams were wild card teams, but the Tigers, I mean, they just looked dominant, and
They looked
just
like
shot
the
themselves in
Tigers in
foot.
2006 looked like the White Sox in 2005. You were just so dominant that you were expected to just steamroll over everything.
Yep, and unfortunately that didn't happen, and that still bites us in the ass to this day. As for
I
Pujols,
still,
though,
I still say at the end of the day, Albert Pujols. You know what? Here's to you. I'm raising my glass right now. Here's to you, buddy. I hope to see you in the Hall of Fame.
here's to you. Fuck you, 406, but overall, a good career.
You have beaten the Cubs enough times to make me want to root for the lovable losers. So, yeah.
Hang up your cleats and that ridiculous.
Hang up your
name.
cleats. Trade in for a suit and tie.
We
He can get some work in baseball. He could probably get some work in baseball.
Oh,
somewhere.
absolutely.
I believe there's a team that's willing to pick him up as like a hitting coach.
One last thing to add to this, and I don't know where you want to take it from here, but when I was a kid, I used to make fun of his name, Pujols.
There was the Family Guy joke. Everyone knows the Family Guy joke.
I just always found it amusing whenever
what
I heard
was
his name.
where were the episode? It was the episode where Brian was in trouble for smoking weed and he tried to get weed legalized because I think that was the episode where the joke came from.
I think that here I'll find it. But
Anyway,
is there anything else you want to talk about tonight?
With the recent trend of no hitters going on.
Oh God!
I love to actually say that we have another member to the club. This one fucking counts. Unlike the last one that apparently didn't count, this one fucking counts. Yeah, John Means pitched a no-hitter against Seattle and missed the perfect game with a wild pitch on a strikeout.
How cruel.
Baseball's a cruel sport sometimes. But hey, you got a no-hitter. This is the first no-hitter since 1969 when Jim Palmer did it. And it broke the longest streak in Orioles amongst all the franchises now. It broke the longest active streak without individual no-hitter. I'm just reading this from the ESPN Stats and Info Twitter.
Jesus.
Like, this is the one guy doing it. Baltimore threw a combined one in 91, but does a combined no-hitter count?
I would say so.
Okay, because here's the thing. Here's the thing I'm going to ask you. If a combined no-hitter counts, who gets the credit for it?
Hey, repeat the question again. I'm sorry.
If you threw a combined no-hitter, who should get the most credit for it? Would it be... Because I would say it's either the guy that pitched the most innings or the guy that officially got the W in his column.
It's hard to say.
I would say the guy who got the W gets the most credit. But the point is, congratulations, John.
Tough.
You did it. Now let's see how good the Orioles can be this year. Because where are the Orioles right now in baseball?
Oh God, are we gonna look this up? Because I know my
I
Tigers
have it right here. I have it right here.
Garbage.
I'll pull it up in a sec. As soon as my internet speeds up, I'll have the
I mean,
Orioles standing.
we're the worst team by a country mile. Every other team has double-digit wins, but our Tigers.
Orioles.
Yeah, 15 wins.
Orioles.
15 wins. 15-16.
At the bottom of the AL East.
Holy crap! Look at that run differential.
Oh my god!
This is but this has been so okay.
No, I'm looking at the run differential between your.
Bye.
No, come back.
Bye. Hey. Goodbye.
All right.
Please kill me now. Please.
Oh man! All right.
Please kill me now.
Like I'm legit looking at the run differentials right now between all the teams. And I look at the AL Central. I realize the Sox have a 36 run differential. I'm like, what the hell? I'm looking at this. I'm like, what the hell? We are behind the Dodgers in terms of runs. And then there's the so.
I think in the first 30 games, the Tigers had always scored. I believe going to the Sox series, it was only like, oh God, I have to look at the run differential. So they'd always scored like 82 or 83 runs. And have you seen this? Have you seen the series that we played against the Sox?
I like to put that in the back of my head.
We only took 1 of 3. If you want to know the scores. 11-7 loss, 6-5 win, and today 12-9 loss. We scored 13. We scored 22 runs. We scored a fifth of our runs this entire season in a 3-game stand at Fenway Park. We scored a fifth of our run in 3 games, and we've only played 31 games.
Sorry, people. Excuse me.
Yeah, this has been so catty.
I actually got one more thing to talk about, and it actually ties into the quote of the week because it's actually 2 quotes. At some time ago, with the idea of the playing game, which, let's be fair, I don't like the playing game, but I think it's an interesting concept. LeBron James first said, you know what? I like the idea of the playing game.
Mm-hmm.
And now, considering where the Lakers are at now, he says that the guy who came up with the playing game should be fired.
Okay,
I mean, in the past month, LeBron has done and said some stupid shit, let's be fair.
Yep. I'm done. I
mean, but let's focus more on this play-in game scenario. If you need a breakdown of why this how the playing games work and why it's stupid, so the current system is if you're in the top 6, your position in the playoffs are locked. They're locked in. But if they're
in the 7th, 8th, 9th, or 10th positions, tough shit.
Well, if you're in the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th positions, there's still a chance for you to get in the playoffs. The only thing is that, first off, we have the 7th and 8th place team play. The winner of that game gets the 7th seed. The loser goes to an extra playing game. And they play the winner of the 9th and 10th place team.
Yeah.
Where the loser is gone.
I like these scenarios because they said this one article I'm reading for Washington Times, Steph Curry versus Greg Popovich in an elimination game. And the Celtics and Heat Eastern finalists last year facing off in a 1-game showdown.
I'm going to be the devil's advocate and say why there's some merit there's something good to come of this, but why the idea is stupid. The good. When it gets down to this, it puts a lot more teams not only in the hunt, but it makes a lot of teams have to consider, okay, so if we're in, let's say, if we're in the 9th or 10th spot, it's a must-win game for us. So we are going to throw all our chips in and go all in. And we win that game, now we got to play another game to get in the playoffs. It makes you think, some teams it's almost like the wild card games in baseball. You have to throw your best out there. Because if you don't, you're not going to make playoffs. But if you throw your best out there and win, you're gonna be at disadvantage come the playoffs.
I'm looking at your Bulls right now, and they're on the outside trying to look
They're
in.
probably. I don't think they're gonna make it. I really don't think they're gonna make it. I want to, but they're probably not.
I'll just know my Pistons are.
Well, all right, so
we're taking for K, baby. Woo!
So let me talk about the bad part of this. If you're, let's say the gap between 7th and 8th place is, let's say, 5 games. Let's make a hypothetical number. What?
I was just gonna put like a microcosm.
Let's say it's 5 games, and we play a game. And it's like, and the eighth seed upset 8th place upsets 7th place. 7th place gotta go, shit. Now I gotta go play this one game where if I lose, I'm out. And let's say they do lose. So you're telling me a team, even with those 2 losses, is still 3 games ahead of the 8th seed, and how many more games ahead of whoever 9th and 10th were, and you're telling me because he's playing games, they got sit out while these 2 shitty teams get in?
2 words, coffee. Tough shit. It's COVID rules, baby.
This is okay. It's not as stupid as the NASCAR playoffs, but it feels like it's getting there. It's basically saying that, you know what? Nothing you did this season matters. It only matters one thing. You can win in NASCAR. You can win 35 races. You lose the last race. You're not the champion.
We talked about last year. We could always put asterisks next to everything. Just like we're putting asterisks next to his podcast. This has been Cellar County with Butch and...
See you next week.